Welcome back. This is MDawg, and we are continuing with our 2022 leveling guide. So they're using 15. We'll have to see. Guess what? I still have a trophy bream in my bag, which is now completely dead. I think we can still get a little bit of silver for it, right? Yeesh. That's a net loss of 33 silver. How long has it been since we did our last episode? Maybe an extra day went by. I worked so much yesterday, I think I lost track of when the last one was, but anyway, that's one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of situations, I guess. That's pretty rough. All right, but maybe we can go catch some more nice bream. I'm trying to figure out how people are going for these white bream. They actually don't list a depth, which is frustrating. So they're using bloodworms. Obviously, if you have sandwich baits, it may work better. We're going to see how this goes. See if we can make this work. So it's down at 47.36. Just off the shore down here. And then we'll just see if we can get a few bites. And then we'll head over to our bream spot again. I'm going to guess, well, it depends on what the depth is in front of us, but okay, so it's like right here. Man, this was not a good post. I know there was other posts about this yesterday because we almost tried this yesterday. Let's try going to one. We'll see what that looks like. Would it work at 1.5? And this one we'll do closer in at maybe 75. I could be way off on these depths. I just don't know what's been working. All right, so let's just watch and see if anything bites at our current depths. I guess while I'm sort of watching out of the corner of my eye, I can try to scroll down and find it. Was it yesterday or has it been 2 days? I might have lost track of time here. Work was a little confusing yesterday, so it might have been the day before that I last. All right, so we just got a nibble at 75 and closer. That might be informative, but let's see what it ends up being. Is it a white bream? No, it's not. Okay. So false alarm. Now we're getting a little nibble on line 2, it looks like. So I remember a while ago, maybe a couple years ago, on my main account, trophying white bream at Old Berg, except it was like up over here somewhere, again, right off the shore. It was a different bait at that time that was working good. It was one of the does, I think. But I don't remember what depth we were using back then. That is a slow nibble on line 2, isn't it? Let's go ahead and pick it up so we're ready. Oh, shoot. So we're getting the most nibbles at the shallower depth, but I don't know what that was. The first one was a tench. It's a little confusing because there's been other white bream posts too. Some of those more on... What is that doing? That was like way up in the air. I might should have tested that because it was... The fish was like pushing it up. Because, you know, there's always been... I mean, there's also been the white bream fishing lately with bottom feeders and small boilies. But ever since the great white bream nerf of, I don't know, a year or two ago, whatever it was, maybe more than that, white bream started to feed off of bottom a lot less than they originally did. And when, you know, back in the day, you could fish for white bream with bottom feeders. It was awesome. But they definitely changed them to respond better to float fishing. You can still catch them on bottom feeders, but typically it's slow and PVA dependent sometimes. They just got nerfed on bottom. So we got to figure out. All right, here we go. Depth 230 centimeters. So this is using the sliding float and way deeper than what I'm doing. Way deeper. Okay. So let's see. Well, let's see what this fish is, and then we'll see if... I'm not even sure that we can change this to sliding. So we may just have to go as deep as we can. So I found an older post that's about this same spot that does have the depth listed, thankfully. All right, that's another roach. I think we're maybe just not at the right depth here. Can we change it? No. What percentage do you have to be to use slider? 50%. Wow. They think a lot of that slider thing, don't they? All right, we can still... Yeah, so when it pushes it up in the air like that, that potentially is... Oh, it's a white bream. That potentially is what we're looking for. All right, 230. So we can't use the same type of rig that they were using, but we can get to the right depth. Maybe we have to cast farther. That's the other thing, is we might not have... Oof. Yeah, we might not have the ability to go as far out as we need to. It is so hard to cast on these little starter ones. We'll see if that sinks. We're just not quite getting to the hole, is what's happening, I think. Alright, so let's try 175. Cast it out there as far as we can and just see what happens. Alright, so that's probably good. And we can forget about using the bamboo thing. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, we'll see if that does anything. That makes sense, though. I think these white bream are typically around the bottom, so you want to be deeper. This just clearly didn't get out there far enough. Yeah, it won't be long till it's bream time, though. Be cool if we catch, you know, one actual marker white bream. It got away from us. There's no question we're getting more activity on the little one, but might not always be white bream. Are both of those going off? We're also trying to catch white bream at a less than ideal time. If you want a trophy white bream, I seem to remember you probably want to get your lines in the water 4 or 5 a.m. and sort of ride that early morning. Time period. My guess is later in the day like this, they're going to be a lot smaller on average. But it looks like if you have the ability to use sandwich bait, that's definitely the way to go. I remember back, again, a year ago or however long it was when I trophied white bream here, it was using sandwich bait. Again, that was some sort of dough, and then it also looks like if you have the sliding rig unlocked, and frankly, just a little nicer float rods to get a little more distance on the cast. Oh, that's disappointing. I would just love to see one of these guys. So I made a new episode of our Lotro series earlier today, but had to take a break in the middle of it, got interrupted, and then went back and figured out something I've never tried before, but you can actually, once you've uploaded the video, you can go into YouTube and then trim it and pick out a portion of time that you want to cut out. So I was able to take out a chunk to make it where, I wasn't just like away from the video for as long. So I'm waiting on that to get processed because I want to see how it turns out. If that tool works pretty well, oh, there we go. That's what we're talking about. That's why we're here. If that works, then that's going to be really helpful, even potentially in these videos. When I get a work call or whatever, if it lasts a few minutes, I can just go in later and trim that section out. Okay, it looks like we didn't cast that one quite far enough. All right, but that is what we want. Big fat white bream, especially if there was a cafe order for them. It'd be a good, and we just caught it at kind of a cool, still fairly early, like pre-evening time. So if that's possible, then it's something you could do if there's a cafe while you're waiting on the next bream time. I'm sure there's things we could do that would be more efficient than this, but I thought this would be a fun diversion just to come try. Stay in the bream family. The other thing is back in the day, they used to have silver bream, which were also really cool. Those were the good old days when you can bottom feed, use a bottom feeder, catch silver bream, white bream, and regular bream. And then if you're at Volkov, you know, you've got all the other bream species there as well. Just very fun. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying Belaya out again as well. The faster speed retrieval that folks were recommending. Where's our... Yeah, somebody's saying that the graylings are really biting pretty well on the Hunter 1001, so that's good news. Alright, do we pull it? No, I guess it's not really a full nibble yet. That is, though. That'll definitely be one, right? It's a perch. Oh yeah, bloodworm. Any kind of worm can catch the occasional perch. Alright, we don't want to stay too much longer, only because... Isn't it weird how you can just throw it short of the ledge? I mean, we are getting it just past that ledge. Or not. It's getting a nibble though. And, you know, it's probably, who knows, maybe the bite rate would be even a little better right there since it is sitting on the ledge. It's actually at the bottom. Ugh. Alright, we'll give it another minute and then we'll head over to our bream spot. Oh, that went way out there. That's definitely good. So if we were going to stay here and keep doing this, we probably want to keep playing with it. We might be able to lower the depth a little bit more. Maybe we could sit it right at 2 meters. If we're not getting it far enough out there to sit properly at 2.3, maybe we can sit it at 2. That might work a little better. But I think it's actually quite difficult to hook the fish like this without using the slider rig when... because there's so much slack on the line. So at least for me, it's just harder to see what's really going on and when it's time to set the hook. Ooh, there is no slack there, so that's going to be interesting. We really probably don't want to pick it up till we're ready to pull it. I'm assuming that we are good to go on bream fishing. Yeah, but the only downside of doing the trimming on YouTube is that the amount of time it takes to process. I mean, it's already been a good bit of time and it still hasn't processed that trim, so that might be the one downside. It's going to be a smaller one. All right. I'm going to put them in inverse order. So our weaker one is on 3. We probably want to just go straight across here and then up. I Can't remember for sure if the trophy came on rod 2 or 3, but I feel like those were at 2 separate clips. Maybe we'll just keep them on whatever they were on. Oh man, I remember back in the day, was it here? This used to be a pretty good spot. Oh no, down here. Like all in this area. For tench, maybe bream sometimes too. But that's been a long time. I haven't seen a spot there myself in quite a while. Alright, is this where we are? 1044. Alright, so this was 2 before. It's at clip 15. So rod, no, this was 3 and it's at clip 15. Because we completely inversed them. This was 2 before and it still is 2. And it's at 15. Maybe all of them are at 15 then? Yeah, all of them are at 15. And this was rod 1 yesterday. Now it's rod 3. It's the one with the smaller hook and less line. So that's why we put the slightly smaller hook on this one. Because we do have a little less line on the spool on that one. Alright, I will be right back. So size 4 hook gets the first bite. Definitely want to keep saving silver. We're up to 548. But I also think it might be a good idea to make some more stacks of bream ground bait. We need to level up ground bait a little bit anyway as we're going. And I wouldn't mind getting some more lucky, like 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 9s, or even 8 out of 8s to use. I think we're getting a little lower, so 6, 7, 7, 7. I mean, I don't mind using these 7s, but, you know, if you need to level it up anyway, you might as well just, like, have a cutoff of 8 out of 8 and throw out the rest or something like that. It's not that much silver to make a stack, and you want to keep that progression of leveling it up. Now we do have as a reminder, we do have 3 points in making ground bait. And I like to do that because then you pretty much don't ever make below 6 or 7. I don't think. It'd be very rare as far as I can tell. And you do see a good amount of 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 9s come, so. Thank you. It's a nice one. Looks like we're still going to catch some decent ones here. From the look of things. And at least fishing for the type of fish that we're, going for right now, our leveling has slowed down a good bit, which I am completely okay with. The only nice thing about progressing in levels right now is that when you hit 20, you get to Volkov, and you can just get anything, just about anything you want in terms of stock inventory. But, the biggest thing right now is we don't need to level. We need to just keep catching good fish and making silver. That trophy last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was, came in at like what, 11:30 p.m. I mean, it wasn't much later than this. Surprising. I mean, we're still catching really nice bream here. Thanks, Emil. I appreciate it. Thank you, Happy Hooker. I appreciate it. Thought that was a white bream for a second. It was like 400 grams. That would be a nice one. Yeah, I have no idea what lures are available at Quarry. Slow and steady is what this spot has turned into. It's fine, but it's definitely not one of those bream spots where the bite rate's insane, but it is one of those bream spots where the quality of the fish that you're catching are often pretty high. Wish this other video would finish processing. I mean, it's not processing on my machine, it's processing in the cloud or whatever at YouTube, but I would just like for it to get finished so I can publish it. $69.34 at Belaya. I'm assuming that's up at the top. Ooh. 2 grayling, 800 grams. Nice cafe order. Man, that's a really nice cafe order. Maybe we'll head over there, cut off like the very end of bream fishing. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, it looks like the video is working. But it says it's still processing. Alright, let's see if it worked. So, somewhere in here... Oh, right here. Phone rings. I take a break. Now the video should trim. Oh, it hasn't trimmed yet? Oh, it hasn't trimmed yet. Okay, never mind. It's not working. So hopefully when it finishes processing, it'll be up to date. Man, I hope this isn't a bream. At least it was a white bream, but it's still too small. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous about the quality of this spot right now. Maybe we're just having an off night. Whoa. It swam all the way to shore, folks. Made our job easy. Well, that's a decent one. 47.9. We're almost to 48% bottom fishing. We just want to get to 50. That's why I'm holding on to those points. We've got 2 skill points, but I want to put them in inline. I want to put them in inline, and then I'm going to switch to inline when we bream fish. Doesn't that just look like something's pulling it a little bit? Maybe not. Alright, come on, Spot. Just give us... at least give us 2 or 3 more over a kilo so we don't feel like it's... so we feel a little more free to take off and go to Belaya. Because we want to get to Belaya early if we're going to try to hit that grayling order pretty quick. Come on. I'm tired. Not as tired as I was the other night, though. Man, I recorded an episode, what's that, 2 or 3 episodes ago? I could have just, like, fallen out. I was so tired. I had, so in 3 days, 2 of those days, I worked 18 hours. Holy cow. It's been brutal lately. There's one of them. Come on, give us a couple more, please. This needs to be one of them right here. All right. He's trying to jump off. Stay on there, buddy. All right, one more. I'll tell you what, instead of running, I think I'm going to relog. I think it's faster to relog. All right. That is over a kilo. That's not. Okay, let's just do it. Because I think there was a bream order here, right? So we want to grab our silver from the bream order, sell our fish. I can't believe we missed out on that trophy bream. I'm just going to sell it next time. If we get another trophy bream like that, I'm just selling it. My schedule's too unreliable to hold on to trophies like I'm logged in all the time or something, just waiting. Oh my goodness. It's big boys. And there's not much time left on it anyway. So, you know, this would be interesting. Like, that's doable in that spot right now if you were patient. For 78 silver, it's probably worth it if you enjoy that float fishing. This is only 63 for those bream. I had not looked at the size of the bream order. Yeah, we probably weren't getting that done in one night, unfortunately. Oh, shoot. All right, remember, we're going to try retrieval speed 30. Although it's tough with this one because we don't throw the Hornet very far. Uh-oh. That's not the spot he's talking about. All right, this person was talking about 69.34. Where is that? It's on the other side, isn't it? Man, I hate to waste the time going down there. We'll see if that cafe order's still up. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can find it. Wait. All right, we got plenty of time on that. It's all the way at the bottom. Oh, it's this rock, huh? I don't know about this fast retrieval down here, though. I kind of want to put one of those on that we can cast farther. So with these, I'm going to go back to our normal slow retrieval. We just got to hit this grayling order. That's our objective here. Man, I wish we could cast farther. Do I waste another skill point? No, I shouldn't say waste. Do I use another skill point so that we can cast a little farther? Do we put a heavier hook on there? Alright, hold on. This might be... We might have found the spot here. Don't want your stinking perch. Is that big enough? I can't remember. No thank you. Don't take my lure. $800 gram. So one of them was big enough, one of them's not big enough. Is that 800 grams? Yes. Wait, what did Genji do? Oh, trophy buffalo maybe? Man, I love buffalo fishing. Alright, that's some pretty good silver right there. We'll see if we can get a couple more of that size, because they're just good in general, but alright, let's just try something we can actually cast. There we go. Get it a little farther out there. That's not a grayling. Is that a pike again? Is this pike country down here? Yeah, we don't necessarily want, although this lure is cheap enough that it's not the end of the world. Oh my goodness. If this is the pike, the lure's gone. Although if it's a grayling, it's awesome. No, 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 no. Stop it. Alright, there you go. You do your thing over there. I'm telling you, if it's a pike, we are in trouble. Alright, so what's best case scenario? It's obviously not a grayling. Best case scenario is it's a nasty, awesome trout. Pike is probably worst case scenario in the sense that we will lose the lure. But we'd rather, I mean, if there's any chance we're going to get it in, we'd rather it be a pike than a Taimen. That's what I think of casting down here in this area is Taimen. But, you know, using these small spinner baits, it's not going to happen too often, but it's possible. What have we hooked into? I guess, let's see. Other possible outcomes is an asp. Asp get a little bigger than what we can handle. Thought it was gone for a second there. What else could it be out here? I think that's pretty much it, right? This isn't no perch, I can tell you that. I have to tell you, it still, to me, feels like a pike, but we're just breaking this Lacerti reel in. Alright, I guess we can start walking it down a little bit since it's traveled so far in this direction. But I'm thinking more and more it's not a pike because of how long it's been on the line. Just chances are very slim to me that a pike would not have cut through our little fluorocarbon leader by now. What size do we think this fish is? 3-4 kilo? At least, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, we don't really know. I guess it's possible it could be something even bigger, but I don't know how long this is going on for. Maybe we do want to kind of get in front of it again. It traveled pretty far down here, didn't it? Trying to walk a little bit in front of it if we can. I don't know what would be smarter. I mean, this protects against, if it's just going to keep going and on forever, this protects from getting spooled in this direction. But if you believe that it's eventually going to wear out before we would get spooled anyway, then this sort of is its own risk that we're just going to unhook the fish moving around so much. But I think we were probably in the fight long enough that this is okay. Reasonable risk. Is it still moving? No, it's going back. Okay, good. Is it over where against the wall? No, it's just out in the middle, isn't it? Trying to figure out, are we making progress now? It's starting to seem like we are, but it's going to be a nice little fish if we get it in. I can't wait to see what it is. I hope we get to see it. Here it comes, maybe? Trying to get a view. It's got to be coming to the surface soon. Oof. That's not stuck on the other side of the rock, is it? That might be stuck on the rock. Is that what y'all are thinking? Okay, it's not stuck anymore. Right? We're not going to have as good a view of it from here, but if we can just get it in. We're also fighting the current now. Please don't be on the other side of that rock now. Okay, it's clear of the rock. There's no way it's stuck on the rock. I just want to drag this fish in right now. I want to see it, but also I don't want to move anymore. We've had to take a lot of chances. $13 silver. That was awful. That was terrible. Worst outcome possible. We just threw it up on the rock. Did you hear it drop down into the water? Cannot believe that. With a Taimen, you know, you always got to look at the bright side. At least it wasn't 40 kilos. Somebody caught a 35 kilo Taimen on a spiker one time, so it could always be worse. All right, let's get one or two casts at our brown spot place, brown trout spot, and then we'll wrap it up. This spot might have dried up. I mean, it's kind of like not the right time of day, but still, we were pretty much always getting some sort of nibble on the brown trout when they were pretty active here. But the other spot seems to have gotten pretty good. That new spot where we caught the Taimen. We caught some good grayling there before the Taimen came in. So I guess that's an okay trade. Okay, so cafe. Let's do it. 63 silver plus 22 more. We're at 689. We are getting there. Okay. Let's wrap it up there. We'll see what's going on. See where we want to fish next. That was interesting, though. Yikes. All right. Tight lines, everybody. I will see you next time. Thanks for the support.